Okay, hello Gabrio.
Hello.
So, we've just been playing Black Seas, which is a forthcoming game from Warlord Games, and it's all about naval combat in the Napoleonic age. And you wrote it, I believe.
Yes, I did.
Okay, right. Have you got big interest in that period to start with?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it's by far favourite area of wargaming. It's kind of my passion. I remember it must have been 8 years ago when me and John Stallard met up. I wasn't working here at the time. Met up in a pub, and he said, "You know what? I would really fancy making a game of motor torpedo boats." And I said, "Oh, that's brilliant. What I want to do, I really want to do, is a game on the Napoleonic period sailing ships." So here we are, 7 to 8 years later, and now we have Cruel Seas, which I helped John write, and later this year, very soon, we'll have Black Seas, which is the Napoleonic naval wargame combat system. So our dreams came true, you could say.
Marvellous. That's what Warlord Games are all about, making dreams come true. So it's tiny ships on a fairly small table. So the average table size would be about what? I mean, we've been playing on 4x4 today, but that's quite big, isn't it? Really?
Yeah. It's the first scenarios can be played on the map that is provided within the game, within the starter set of the game. However, yeah, roughly 3x4 or 4x4 is ideal for small battles. Go into 6x4 for slightly larger battles, and then if you want to, I don't know, replay Trafalgar, for example, you'll have to go slightly bigger than that, probably twice as big.
Okay, and the models themselves, are they a particular scale or?
Yes, they are. They are 1/700 scale. Yeah.
And in the range, you're going to be making everything from smaller than brigs even. You're going from small fire ships, yeah.
Yeah. We have at the moment we have little gunboats that are already been we've already made them, which are quite tiny. They go on a base of 3 because they're so small, and all the way up to the first rates, and anything in between.
Yeah, okay, so
trying to give as much variety as possible within the constraint of production and miniature making.
Okay, right. You've done some interesting things with the miniature making, haven't you? The rigging particularly is looking quite unique.
Yes, yeah. Very a great feature, I think, and which I insisted upon, and I managed to sneak in there. Every single box of ships will have inside a little bobbin with roughly 60-70 meters worth of rayon thread, which invites the hobbyist or the customer to rig the ships. So there's really no barriers to going out and trying to rig the ship, which actually is not that difficult. I know I'm saying it because I rigged by now hundreds of ships, so I can do it in my sleep, but it is really not that difficult. It's a bit fiddly, but not difficult. And it gives the ship a little bit of more rigidity, which the spindly mass, I think, need.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Back to the game and the rules for a minute then. So we've been playing one of the scenarios in the book. It is about 6, isn't it, to start with?
There's 12 scenarios. 6 that we suggest should be played with the contents of the starter set. The first 6, and the next 6 that you will need to expand on what is on the starter set in order to play with them, or it is better if you do.
Okay, and the rules are split into 2, aren't they? With the basic rules and then the advanced rules as well.
There's actually the really basic movement and shooting rules. Then there's like the additional rules. So they will get you to, the basic rules will get you to start off. Then you add on the additional rules, and those form the part of the core rule of the system. On top of these, there's several advanced optional rules that you can use to complicate the game and make it, more interesting, more realistic, but also a little bit more
Yeah, so things like
complicated.
The wind becomes a bit more complicated, and moving around in general becomes a bit more complicated.
There's two ways that I introduced to deal with the wind. The first one is really, really simple, fast, furious. It doesn't complicate. It doesn't interact that much. It doesn't stop you from moving on the table. However, it is significantly unrealistic. And in the optional advanced rules, I gave the option to actually use more realistic way that the ships behaved when dealing with the wind. So it will be up to the customers to decide if they want to go with the fast and furious and fun, or with equally fun but a little bit more complicated and a little bit more to deal with. And
what do you particularly like about the rules? I mean, you said that they're a bit of a passion of yours from about 8 years ago, but now you've done the final rules, you've almost got them out there. What are you really pleased about? What do you really like playing in the game?
Well, I'm really pleased that they exist, because it's not when you think up of something, it doesn't mean that it's instantly going to happen. That there's several features. The way that the wind is being dealt with, and I did have a lot of consultancy on it and sleepless night thinking about it. I'm really happy with where we got to with the solution that we've adopted, because for a long time I wasn't sure whether even introducing any kind of complexity was the way to go, and I'm glad that now we have that option if you wanted to. I really like the fact that the game makes you mark your ships, you mark your movement when you've shot your broadside with some cotton wool, which will be part of the starter set, so we'll provide it for you. And I quite like that that element, and it's almost making the player creating a better looking tabletop for the game, a better looking game. It's eye pleasing to see when you see an exchange of carronades at the end of the turn, when you have a lot of gun smoke, maybe some ships are on fire. We give some fiery cotton wool to represent that the ship's on fire. It absolutely looks amazing, and the wakes behind the ships. They're all gaming aids, which I've tried to make it eye pleasing and adding to how the gaming board and how the tabletop looks. So I'm really happy about that. That's a particular bugbear of mine that I've started introducing with Cruel Seas, with the wakes and with other elements, and I think I've done exactly what my vision is. That has been completely realised in Black Seas.
Yeah, and of course that's really helped by the aesthetically pleasing figures as well, so the whole thing can
absolutely
look really good on the tabletop. Well, we've had a great game, and of course you can read all about it in Wargames Illustrated, and thanks very much, Gabrio.
Thank you very much.
This video has been produced by WI Prime. WI Prime is Wargames Illustrated magazine's online members club. As a WI Prime member, you get access to all Wargames Illustrated videos before anyone else. We'll keep you posted on what's new via the Primetime News Bulletin delivered to your inbox every Friday. If you're not a WI Prime member, you're missing out on loads of benefits, including access to the Wargames Illustrated Vault, freebies, discount vouchers, PDFs of the latest magazine, and more. Find out more about WI Prime by following the link.